very good everybody. Welcome to another video. I'm your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will take us from Bergen in Norway to Edinburgh in Scotland in the United Kingdom. We'll be using the PMDG 737-600 with the SAS livery, Scandinavian Airlines, using real world time, real world weather, GSX and the Aerosoft simple traffic tool. So we're parked here at the gate 26. So let's hop on in. The beautiful sunset that we can expect. We got the long shadows already. We have hooked up the jetway and the external power. Let's have a look at the livery. This is one of the liveries that comes with the package when you order the 737-600. We got two SAS liveries. This one is the Bergen's livery. And if you ask me, it pretty much looks like the real deal. Nice and short little airplane this. So the en route flight time would be, I believe, around 1 hour or so, something along those lines. Let's have a look what the itinerary says exactly. So expected airtime 1 hour 12 minutes, block time 1 hour 40 minutes, but obviously that depends on how lazy and how chill we get, and we're doing everything as fast as we can, and we're just taking it slow. But here we are. Love walking around or flying around the aircraft. There's like a lot of detail in here. I don't think that is for us, so let's just get out of the way here. Get the camera set up nicely. Every now and then we can look out sight. Alright, so let's get onto the flight deck. So basically all we have is the external power and the jetway connected. So let's turn on the batteries. Align the IRS. And let's turn on the external power. So as usual, we're starting completely cold and dark. The only way I've been doing it lately. So and that's the most fun, you know, like, and also you have the most degree of control, because then at least everything that's set somewhere, you know that you did yourself, rather than you know, just finding some little Easter eggs saying, hey man, you're gonna crash anyway, you know, things like that. So let's just get some lights going. At this rate, I think probably by the time we touch down, probably the sun has set or might be setting. Get our flight plan from the ESP. Electronic wind bag. It's just used as a term of endearment. Our OFP will be right here. We have cost index 9. Cruising altitude 240. I see a 380 in there, so it looks like there's a step climb involved maybe here as well. So cost index 9, 240, average wind 038, 010. Our block fuel for today's flight will be 5.5 thousand kilograms of fuel, and final reserves will be 1.9 knots. Our departing runway will be runway 17 with the EPOTU 3 Charlie departure. and arriving runway 06 with the PTH 1G arrival. So I believe this was gate 26, so let's see if that's actually accepted. So that's our route, or that's our position in. We can request our route. Flight plan request, ENBR to EGPH. So we set payload, also set the fuel, and we select the route. You can see I've never loaded in this livery, so some things need to be changed. We are on kilograms, but I do not like I like the total fuel overview. Let's do this immediately. So PMDG setup, and I believe it's on our aircraft display. Double check. Fuel total display, yes. And that will give you this kind of format here. So fuel on board 5.5 thousand kilograms of fuel. So we are now basically fully loaded up. So turn on the seatbelt sign immediately. We don't have any passengers on board yet. Let's set up a little bit and then we'll get the passengers out. So we're now going to upload our routing. Excuse me. It's going to get into the flight management system. So we activate and execute. So these are the flight, the waypoints on the legs page. So we go departure arrival, departure runway 17, and we got the EPOTU 3 Charlie, I believe. EPOTU 3 Charlie. Execute. And for the arrival, 06 with EPTH 1 Golf, ILS 06 and PTH 1 Golf. There's no transition, execute, and that is it. So we have the entire flight plan loaded into the FMC. And then steer and then vectors to Charlie India 06. We'll look at that later. So we'll go to the inner ref. Let's get the GSX have the boarding started now. So request boarding.
Do you want to board crew?
I do.
Pilot's boarding starting.
So I think any moment now we should be able to see the pilots and the crew start walking down these jetways. There you can see a bunch of legs.
Crew boarding starting.
There's our crew walking straight through a iron door. The baggage handlers have arrived. loading the baggage into the aircraft.
Your crew has boarded. Passengers boarding starting.
To the performance page. So planned fuel 5.5. And the reserves, I believe, was 2.1. No, it's 1.9. Cost index was 6, I believe, something really low. Cost index 9, cruising 240, and then the wind 038010. So cost index 9, cruising 240. Let me just double check on SimRave here for a second. Yeah, it's 38,000 feet, so let's say 380 and not 240. So 380. And the wind was 038 and 010. Double check real quick. 03810. Transition altitude. Refer to the charts. Your typical RNF departure. Just the waypoints in the sky basically. No radio communication involved. Transition altitude 7,000 feet. So that's alright. So we can go ahead and execute this. And for the N1 limit, we'll just use the performance tool. Runway 17, runway length 907. Let's go import from OFP, see what that will do to us. Import weather, probably go to the hectopascal calculate. These speeds cannot be calculated with this config. Verify weight and select a different flap or D-rate thrust. Import from aircraft, but I believe we're still, as we're still boarding. Well, let's see. So OFP it doesn't accept. So they take TO, select the temperature of 51. Giving us 87.4. So that again is not quite the same. Flaps 1. Trim 6.37. That's about the same. 127, 128, 133. And his runway length remaining 907. That completes setting up the CDU. We need another 3 minutes for the IRS to fully align. So that's our cabin. Nice and cozy. Alright, so runway 17, let's have a look. It's a very small airport. Shouldn't be too crazy. Runway 17. And where are we parked? 26. That's here, Terminal 2. We'll push back nose to the left. This should get us onto Whiskey. And then we'll just follow Whiskey all the way till the end, then we'll get onto Bravo and then a right turn onto Yankee, and then we carry on. Could maybe also get onto Yankee earlier if you wanted to, maybe. Maybe we can do that. I don't know what is required at this airport, but we'll see. But we'll push back with the tail to the right and the nose to the left. Now the departure route we already saw. Quite simple. On pot, BR 521, Gidzenko, BR 523, and taking us to EPOTU. So we have 85 passengers out of 120 currently on board. So there's still no GPS. So it should be any moment now. Let's start up the APU. Let's get the fuel pumps going. APU starting. And here's our position. Just came alive. So let's turn on the yaw damper now. So the APU just starting up right now. So the EGT will first rise up really high and then it will settle at around 400 degrees or so. Seatbelt signs are on. Let's arm the emergency exit lights. We got all our window heats and probe heats. The EGT for the APU is now stable at 400 degrees, so we'll turn on the APU bleed. Cruising 380. Let's check the weather here, so we have 1029er hectopascal. We have wind from 2005 knots. 8 degrees. So 1029er. The altitude has been set, so the airport elevation here is 016, so we'll put 015, or 150 basically, here in the box. Let's turn on the flight directors on both sides. And dialing in flight level 380. I'm curious about the step climb in this one because, as I said, it's like a livery that I did not load in before. And when you do that, it sort of sets it up in some sort of a default kind of way. So you will have the heads-up display, you don't have the eyebrow windows. You got the other formats for the fuel display. So a couple of things may be a little bit different. So there's no way for me to tell whether this is set up to do auto climb or auto step climb. Actually, I should say. Not really sure what it is. Let's try on our equipment. Boarding has been completed, so we should be good to go any moment now. Side of the yes, window shades. Yeah, why not? Pressurization panel, new rolled, auto ignition, no. Yoke checklists, always nice. Eyebrow windows, yes. HCS, I think that's the head-up display. Oh, quick return. My bad. Let's see, Honeywell after takeoff. So I'll keep forgetting where they put all the options. I wouldn't expect this to be on the displays though. I don't know, maybe the function is not on here, but there are so many options. This is very easy for me to overlook. So equipment displays doesn't look like it's there, and then under the options and simulation. Let's go simulation again. It's 7 pages. I know I've been over them a couple of times. Middle minimum sync captain. No, that's what IRS options. Nope. Shock lost. So IR1 flare. There's the call out. Call out, call out. Pause at top of the set. No, auto time compression, AP disconnect on control input enable. Hide captain seats. What do you want to hide? Yokes moved and lowered. I don't know. Also only parking brake realistic. That's it. No, I don't. Doesn't look like it's in here, or at least we'll forget about it anyway. The boarding has been completed. We probably still have this stairs here on the left, as I'm not surprised. So we're setting up the remote control panel. So we have flight level 380. Let's set our speed for 250 knots. VNAV, LNAV, we're both armed. LNAV, VNAV. Quickly go over the departure routes. There you can see it. Go back to the legs page. If we zoom in now, it will be a little bit more clear. This definitely resembles the route that we saw on the charts. So going down runway heading, then a right turn, and then a left turn. So for manually flying, I'd like to keep it zoomed in at 5 miles. Alright, so I think we're pretty much done. Let's get the runway heading, just to be sure, 170. So do you have any checklists here that we need before takeoff? Flaps, clean lights, stabilizer, trim. So we need to set the trim, 6.37 or something. Something around there should be okay. And then we need a squawk code. We're on transponder. I guess we're pretty much good to go. So we're still on external power, so let's turn on the APU generators now. And I will disconnect the ground power and then we'll request pushback. So ground power released. We're gonna release the jetway as well. And there it goes to jetway. Just not sure about this little thing. This will usually just go when the tug is already attached. It's a little bit weird. Let's go to door management. Close that door. And also let's close the entry too on the left side. But as usual, that might just immediately open again. So, ground connections, let's remove the chocks. Does this trigger the air stairs to start moving backwards? So it looks like this sometimes is only triggered like when the pushback tug is connecting. Let's turn on traffic. Alright, let's get ready for pushback. So nose to the left.
You need to set parking brakes to request ground services.
Forgot that again. Prepare for pushback and departure.
Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Let's have a look at the weather at our arrival at our destination.
Archer check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
060 14 knots, few clouds 1800 feet.
Locking gear.
So that's nose to the left, tail to the right.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Alright, engine number 2. That poor clock looked a little bit sad there. EGT is dropping. Start up engine number 1. So that's our flaps. We'll take off position.
Set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Alright, so let's verify the takeoff speed first. 127, 128, 133. We could do the calculations real quick again. Let's first confirm good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So we got the running engines, so we'll also switch over to the main generators and then we can turn off the APU. APU bleed as well. So auto brake to RTO.
Unlocking gear.
Flaps are at the 1 position, we have green light. Now to quickly have a check at our the performance tool. So if we go import from aircraft, import weather, I got that, calculate. Giving us a takeoff 51, that's the same, 128, 128, 123.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Oh, we'll take this. These numbers from the FMC. Let's get this back here on the electronic flight back on the weather page. Okay, so he just waved at us. So we turn on the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. Here's our eyebrow windows. And then I think we're good to go. Parking brake released. So we could maybe get out to, we're now on Whiskey, we could maybe take a left turn here to get ourselves onto Yankee immediately. And then we just go straight from there. I mean, since there's no control, you know, giving us any kind of taxi route. So there's a little Scandinavian Airlines flight. See a beautiful sunlight to the left of us, so a golden hour here at Bergen, Norway. Putting the engines back on idle now. We're now taxiing at 29 knots of ground speed. 30 is usually the max. It's a very green, beautiful area, man. Looks like we have incoming traffic first. Another Scandinavian. Cabin crew, take your seats for takeoff. Let's hold short here for a second. Parking brake set. We'll turn on the TCAS. We got our squawk code. Brakes to RTO, flaps 1, flaps 1. Turn on the landing lights. The strobe lights, and we'll turn off the packs for takeoff. Let's check the approach side, it looks clear, so we're going to line up. Alright, so I guess we're good to go. So let's turn on the timer. And then we set takeoff thrust.
Airspeed's alive.
And let's get ourselves to Scotland, to Edinburgh.
80 knots. Rotate.
And rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. So we're expecting a turn to the right. But it's in only a couple of miles, I guess. Let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's just in a couple of miles. Let's turn on the autopilot. And then we can have a look outside. It's a beautiful area for sure, man. All the green and water. Okay, so what's happening here? Flaps up. So we can lock the gear. Let's have our after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds on, backs to auto. Engine bleeds are on, the backs will go to auto. Landing gear up and off. And flaps up and no lights. Flaps are up. Flaps are up, no lights. Then we'll also turn off the auto brake. We got CMD running, N1 LNAV speed, VNAV speed, or LNAV and VNAV speed. So after takeoff checklist complete, and then we'll go to the descent checklist. We don't need it yet. So speed now 250 knots. Get to the legs page. So 4 miles, and then we'll take our turn to the right. So we passed transition outlook, so we go to standard. Turn off the runway turn-off lights and taxi lights. (10,000 feet), so we can also turn off the landing lights by now. And let's wait. The nose is still up at about 10 degrees of pitch, so let's keep the passengers strapped in for a little bit longer. Also during these turns, you know. The nose now beginning to drop. think that's our airport. Cool, so we're on our way. Top of descent to 160 miles, 1827 Zulu. What is the time? It's in about half an hour or so. 5 minutes into the flight. Engine's looking good. It's just a really beautiful area. Very nice. So on our way to the sun now, basically. Cute. I don't really hear them. Oh, is that how it works? It just turns on that light and just shines on the panel. Oh, I guess we don't really need it. 26,000 feet. We're 9 minutes into the flight. Upcoming next is EPOTU at 14 miles or so. In about 1 or 2 minutes. That's it, we're on our way. So I'm a bit curious now with that new tuning on my guitar. So I remove the capo. Yeah, that really works definitely, man. So almost at cruising altitude. So I did see something of a step climb in somewhere. Let's have a look what the flight plan has in store for us. And it's going 380 and that's it. So I may not understand, well I'm sure I don't understand everything that's on the OFP. Yeah, okay, so this is the initial altitude 380 and then this is basically step descent, I guess, I don't know. ADN 240, 5240. I think that's that. So top of climb coming into view. And top of descent will not be very long after. In about 170 miles or so, 180. What does it say here? 207 miles, 1827 Zulu. Forecast, let's see if we can get request some descent winds. So now if we go to our descent page, nothing really changed, 1827. So that's us flying away from Bergen. And on our way to Nessie, the monster of Loch Ness in Scotland. So let's have a look at our approach in a little bit. the top of descent, basically the next event now. Now let's have a look at our arrival and the landing and everything. Runway 06. Let's get the chart. Approach. Edinburgh. Runway 06. NDB ILS DME runway 06. So we'll put a pin in that one. So what's going to happen? This is our arrival, the EPTH 1 Golf arrival, and we should be coming from Perth to Grijs to Stira, and then for runway 06 it will take us around here. Let's see, Stira we should be flight level 070. You see that right here, 070, and then it says these boxes, which means there is nothing, and then after that Charlie near 06. We got final fix, I believe CI's center fix or something, not really sure. Must say I do not see it on here. I do see the final fix 06, and then before that there's something that's belonging to some go around procedure, it looks like, although not really sure what this is. Climb straight ahead to 3000, then it's directed missed approach combat failure, climb straight ahead to 3000, then turn left to LCTR at 4000. Maybe that's just, I don't know, a pattern or something, I don't know. Maybe due to some terrain, I don't know. Anyway, we know what we have to do. We're just going to check what the route looks like. So we go to the plan view. And there you can see Stira. So Stira is the latest point there, and then we should be going down. So FS06, DI06. We could go straight down, but that would be cutting it quite short, I guess. So maybe we need to vector ourselves a little bit. Usually it would be nice if there's like other waypoints on some of the charts. But there is no waypoints really. Not on the site where we need them. So we'll look at that, well, how we're going to do it. 10 miles, 20 miles. LCTR is where the glide slope will start to take us down. That is at 4.6 nautical miles from IVG, and IVG, that's our ILS identifier. So 108.9er, 060, 108.9er. 10.9er, and then 060. From 108.960, and that's shown in the primary flight display. So here, let's see if we can turn on waypoints. Does it show any waypoints? Well, it really doesn't. So what can we do? Steer up. Are we going straight down, or are we going to vector ourselves a little bit? That would be nice. It would be nice if you could create a waypoint before CI06. I'm not really sure if it does that. There's sometimes something you can do, like you put this in, and then you add something. Let's see if I can find it again. So CI06 / -15. I'm not sure if this worked, yes or no. Invalid entry. if it takes this. It says valid entry. So sometimes ChatGPT can really waste your time. Let's try something stupid and replace it after Charlie in the 06. It's just the entry is simply invalid, so it's just weird. And then 240, let's say minus 15. Invalid entry. I don't think it matters actually where you put it. Just, I think the format is simply wrong. I'm not sure. And not sure if we tried 1.5 here, probably at the beginning. And that is not having it. So. So from Grijs to Stira is heading 234. So from Grijs to Stira. And we could maybe continue on heading of 234 for a little bit longer. I think that's what we'll do. So I'm setting 234 in the heading box. So that's then the way we'll be doing it. So top of the set in about, I don't know, 50 or 60 miles or so. 62, 1828 Zulu. Got the latest weather. 1720 Zulu, and there is 1750, so that's 30 minutes update. 060 at 10 knots, visibility 10, the cloud scattered at 1900, 6 degrees, QNH 1027. You can pre-dial 1027. That's it. pick up my Sky Dolly flight recorder program, which is really nice. Actually, just run it. I don't think it takes up a lot of space, and if it does, then I have to delete a whole bunch of bullshit from that. So it's cruise, and engines are looking good. Fuel 3.5, and predicted for the progress stage when we land 2.8. We're expected to touch down 1859 Zulu. That's in approximately 45 minutes. So in about 15 minutes we'll start descending. We have the current weather, and the time is 18:21. 1750, yeah, so we can expect a new weather update shortly. We're now 35 minutes into the flight. Did I forget to release the passengers? I did. Alright, so it looks like we started our descent when I was AFK for a little bit. Starting our descent, we're on profile, so let's get our descent checklist. Pressurization should be set to landing altitude. Actually, let's get the final approach chart. So we can put it at 100. It's now at 150 for Bergen, and now it will be at 100 for Edinburgh. So pressurization, landing altitude checked. Recall, check our recall. Recall is fine, checked. Auto brake, we'll use auto brake 1. It's checked. Landing data VREF and minimums. So we did not set our minimums, and nor did we set our BEREP speed. So the minimums, category 3 Bravo, category 3 Alpha refer to minimums, so that's here on the bottom of the chart. I guess we're good with 50 feet. So we put it on the radio, it should probably be on 50 already, yeah. So that's there. And for the VREF speed, unit ref page, flap 40 degrees, 126 knots, plus 5, 131. And this should also be displayed here in the flight plan. 180 and then 131. We do have the rest of our landing data. We have 108.9er. Let's always just double check it. Like at the key moment, you know, so 108.9er, 060, 108.9er, 060, and we have 060 in both of the boxes. So we have the ILS information, we have the radio altitude for decision height, we have the ref speeds, and let's do a weather check, because 1750 Zulu, so I'm expecting 1820, there you go, 0609 knots, scattered clouds at 1700, 6 degrees, QNH 1027. I don't think that changed. 1027 still the same, so we set that. And the 1900 Zulu, we should arrive in about 26 minutes or so. I'm getting a little bit low on the profile. Alright, so landing data VREF minimums checked, approach briefing basically is being completed as well. So let's check that. The transition altitude 6,000 feet. Let's go back to the plan page and let's set a range link around the runway. So 240. And what will be the range? .6. Let's start with that. Let's do 15 as well. And 15 brings you to Charlie New 06. Let's also do 25. What just happened? I think I messed up. Slash 25. So after steer up, we'll keep on following. Basically, we could follow until the end of this range link, and then just fly to a heading of 180, and then we'll catch up, something like that. thinking yeah, let's do it like this for now. And we can always improvise at the last moment. Fortunately, there's no way to see. The BRB side is still up. My apologies. Can we maybe create a fixed, let's see, fixed page? I think it actually needs a fix, so if it's not in the flight plan or not a existing point, probably not going to work. No, I'm not even going to try. Fix page, it is 7 miles to Genki. We should be flight level 1906 and 249 knots, aiming for 249. It's holding around 245, and we're nicely on profile. The time 1838, 1900. Turn on the seatbelt sign again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have started our descent to our destination, Edinburgh Airport. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelts. We're expected to arrive at our destination in approximately 18 minutes. The weather is looking good. There's not too much wind. It's 6 degrees. It's a little bit chilly. And we got a couple of clouds. On behalf of Scandinavian Airlines and the entire crew, we thank you for flying. Getting a little bit high on the profile. Let's get some speed brakes out. On our way to EGPH, 17 miles, B249 at flight level 132. Get the speed brakes back in. So do we join these two together maybe for now? Not sure if that's going to affect us actually, if that's our position. Probably not. Maybe a little bit. So I'll go all the way down basically, following the stops in between. To, what is it? Final fix 4000. The final fix 06. 4000 feet. And glide slope starts at 6030. Okay. Do I understand what's being said here? 6030 is always good, I guess. Let's keep that in. Minutes into the flight. So 1843 at 1850 we can expect a new weather report. We're now saying we're a little bit low. So we arrived at Grijs, we're on our way to Grijs now. Speed 250 below, flight level 084. So the transition altitude 6000 feet. There's a bunch of metal poles waving at us. Oh, it's sweet. Hello. So we're almost at 10,000 feet here. A little bit high on the profile. Get a little bit of speed brakes out. .10,000 feet coming up. Turn on the landing lights, and we'll start the APU. So the speed brakes still aren't. The green light up here. Still saying we're a little bit high. Not very much, like 44, 45, 46 feet. So retract the speed brakes for now. So we're now 20 miles from the runway. ITH. Should be IVG 108.9. So maybe there's something similar here in the area. It is crossed, so maybe that also means it's not the one that you think you need, but it's automatically picking it up, I guess. There's probably some station here. We click on stations. Zoom in. GOW. I'm not sure I see it though, but anyway. And now we're back to the 108.9. So 1847. There will not be any new weather just yet. 1820. Oh, it's still the same. I'm not too familiar with the area, I have no clue where the airport is. Looks like it will be to our left. Anyway, on our way to Stira now. So after Stira, let's go heading mode now. Heading select 234. So I was a little bit late there, it was already starting to turn. But we'll keep an eye on this, the Charlie 06. Zoom out a little bit to get an idea of what we're doing. But basically we're just flying a little bit further from the next waypoint, just so we have a little bit more time, and then we'll just vector ourselves onto an intercept path to reach Charlie 06. So this may cause us to be a little bit low. So now standard pressure coming up. Let's just switch over. This is now actually saying we're a little bit high. Time 1850. It would be really cool if there's an immediate update, but I didn't expect it. And this here is also really nice by having the range link, 25 nautical miles. You can actually have an intercept point that is at 25 nautical miles from the runway. And then if we have to make a sharp turn here, that's not so bad, you know, that's because that's the space we have there. I think this might be a little bit more efficient. We're getting closer to the runway, except, well, basically we're sort of flying away from it now. Not fully yet, I don't think we're quite abeam, but we're sort of holding. And maybe we don't even have to fly all the way to 25 miles, we can also maybe turn left a little bit earlier. But I prefer to come at the waypoint from a positive angle rather than from a negative angle, if you know what I mean. So the golden hour is upon us now. Look at that. A little bit low. Alright, I think we can start turning to 180 degrees. Or actually, that will be even more to the left. 158. Just get ourselves a little bit closer. Well, that should work out perfectly. As long as we're sort of coming from a positive angle rather than a negative one, you know. So let's also turn on the runway turn-off lights, taxi lights. We already started the APO. Let's get our approach checklist, altimeters. We have set the altimeters, but let's quickly do a weather update. Because we might get a new weather now. 1850. No, it's still lagging behind. So we're using 1027, so we have the altimeter set as well. And then up next will be the landing checklist. The little thing wants to go down. Engine start switches on continuous. They are speed brake armed. We'll do this on final approach. Landing gear down and green lights for the flaps. Okay, so we can do this ourselves. We could maybe see if we arm the localizer. The localizer is armed, not intercepted yet. We're 20 miles from the runway. And let's just go LNAV again. Oh, it's not on the intercept course, okay. Okay, so we arm the localizer again, that's disarmed after pressing the LNAV button there. So speed's decelerating, 200 knots. I think there's our runway. Localizer armed, not captured. Try LNAV now. LNAV's catching on. And then we arm the localizer again. I'm not sure why it's doing it like this. PMDG on. Enough path. Yeah, come on, man. Just go direct to SF06 then. Okay, we're on the localizer finally. Okay. Distance 14 miles. There is our runway. We'll quickly get the wind and the altitude check. 1820, so still has it updated. Let's arm the approach as well now. So the glide slope is armed and captured. $11 miles. Looks like it's having a hard time decelerating. Let's use a bit of speed brakes. Range 9.5 miles. Range 8 miles. So approach speed will be 131 knots. Let's get these speed brakes in again, and we arm them. And let's drop the gear. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. We just keep on decelerating now. Flaps 10, flaps 15. Let's go full on approach speed and flaps. Flaps 40. Speed 131. We're standing by to disengage the autopilot and land this sucker. No weather update. So 1,000 feet. Autopilot off.
1,000.
follow the center line and the glide slope. Just really small incremental changes. Like 2 degrees down. And then just sort of keep it there, so actually a little bit low.
500. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
A little bit low maybe. And now just aim for the touchdown zone.
100.
So minimums are coming up. With good visual.
Minimums.
Continue.
50. 30.
Let's go idle.
20. 10.
And there's no skip touchdown. Reverses. So welcome to Edinburgh, everybody. Knots, engines to idle, flaps up, speed brake retracted. So we'll vacate to the right. So ground speed about 15 or so before you take the turn. Okay, so that's runway vacated. Still a little bit of daylight so that we can see our landing. It's always nice. It's a beautiful evening. Right, so we can turn off the landing lights now. And the flight directors, we don't need them anymore. My apologies. Yeah, let's take this one here to the right immediately. Just looks like we're going to have to ram that ground power unit here. Right, I think that's as close as we'll get. Parking brake set. So welcome to Edinburgh, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your flight. I certainly did myself. The PMDG 77600 with the SAS livery. And this livery comes with the package. And this is actually one of two SAS liveries that are in there. This one is the Bergen version. And here you can actually confirm that we're at Edinburgh Airport. If there was a shred of doubt, that should now have dissipated completely. Alright, so here we are, man. So thank you very much for checking, everybody. And everybody stay funky, and I will see you at the next video. Bye bye.